This video was sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. This thing has just not been very good. I thought it would be worth it. I mean, especially because it's so irreplaceable. Like, there's very few cards in this set that sweep, but it's too slow and hard to make it work. So what we're looking at here basically is Battlecry Goblin versus Dragon's Fire. I mean, those are the two best cards in this pack. It's unfortunate they're both red. Battlecry Goblin is an amazing 2-drop. It's really not that hard to trigger pack tactics with it. It can just do insane amounts of damage early. Dragon's Fire, meanwhile, is just a great removal spell. It's interesting. What I almost feel like in this format, I value Battlecry Goblin more. It's just such an insane 2-drop. I think, you know, in most formats it would be Dragon's Fire, but I don't think in this one, weirdly enough. So the card that's on my bookshelf is Glory, but the Hebrew version. They printed a bunch of alternate language cards back, what is that, Odyssey block? So it's Glory, but it's the Hebrew version, which is actually called Tehillah. So that's what that is. Probably going to be joined by Minsk back there at some point. So we've got Ray of Enfeeblement here, which is quite good. You know, it's good against most people. Great against white. Chaos Channeler, meanwhile, draws you extra cards and stuff. I think, again, we probably take the powerful creature over the removal. These two are exceptionally powerful, uncommon creatures. I don't think that's normally where you go. But yeah, I think I would take it over Lair of the Hydra, too. I do think Lair of the Hydra is really good, but I think Chaos Channeler and the Ray, and maybe Owlbear, I would all take over the Lair, but we'll take the Channeler here. Ooh, okay. So they continue to hand us powerful, uncommon creatures. Here we've got Hulking Bugbear. So I don't think, you know, people say, like, stay in red as long as possible, and they say that that keeps you open, but, like, it kind of doesn't. Because if you're doing that, that means you're ignoring other things. I do think we take the Bugbear here over Precipitous Drop, but I'm just saying it's not always the right thing to do to just stay in one color. But if we keep getting handed powerful, uncommon creatures, we will. So just depends. It looks like red's very open. This is a strong pack. So, Cave of the Frost Dragon is great. I think it's the best of this cycle. But Valor Singer is really good. Red Dragon's really good. The dragon, being as expensive as it is, does make it a little less attractive than normal in this format. But I think it's probably what we want at the top of our curve here. Over Valor Singer. I mean, Valor Singer doesn't go to the top of our curve. But, yeah. Okay, well, we're just going to keep grabbing. I mean, here we could take Minimus Containment. As powerful as it is, it's not a bad idea. Armory Veteran isn't a bad 2-drop. Obviously, we need equipment to really get it going. I think Containment's probably good enough that we have to leave red here. Containment's too good to leave on the table there. Okay, so some more decent white cards. You know, the Barbarian isn't amazing if you're not in black-red, but it's not terrible either. We've also got Faraday's Fireball. Right now, we don't have that much removal. I also like the Arborea Pegasus a reasonable amount as a common. But I think I'm looking a little bit here at the Barbarian and the Fireball. So, I didn't take that blue-red multicolored card just because that deck just has not been good. And blue in general has been really underwhelming. So, we'll grab the Fireball here. We'll grab a Valor Singer here. I think it's on the same level as these two cards anyway. Yeah, blue is open all the time. It's... this format... this format has been kind of... the biggest problem it has is how bad blue is, basically. And, yeah, I mean, also, almost every deck is aggro. So the question here is whether we want you see a pair of Goblins or Steadfast Paladin. I guess, since we're so deep in red already, but we also don't have very many 2s, and this is a really good 2. Yeah, we'll just take the 2. Seems like we're red-white. Yeah, we'll grab the Valor Singer here over the Torch. The Torch is okay, but I don't love it. All right, so I like the Champion more than the Veteran, so we're going to take the Champion. So we really want equipment, obviously. Okay. All right, so we've got both of these, which are both quite good. I think we just grab another 2-drop. This is looking a lot like our last draft. We will happily take, like, any equipment, so... I haven't found the blue-black deck to be very good consistently, unfortunately. Basically, none of the blue decks, and I know this is basically the consensus among pros, too, is most of them just don't seem to do it. All right, we'll grab the Mace. We do have a few equipment payoffs already. I don't love the Mace, but we would potentially play it, I think. Yeah, we definitely could end up mono-red. You know, there's something to be said for ending up mono-red. So, yeah. Good old Minsk. Ooh, so Skeletal Swarming is a crazy good bomb, but this is a situation where we're definitely too deep in what we're doing already to just, like, throw it all away and grab Swarming. I mean, we'd have to give up... we'd have to give up a lot, and our deck looks really good already, so I don't think we do. This is an interesting pack. Kick in the door is okay. You hear something on watch is better if you're more defensive. Half-elf monk is okay. I kind of think maybe we just take rally maneuver. It's just such a good trick. Lets you punch through so many things. I think we take it here. We're aggressive enough to want that trick. Okay, so we've got an interesting pick here. We've got Cave of the Frost Dragon and some 2s. I think we probably do take the Cave here. Like, Dwarfold Champion isn't bad. Devoted Paladin, Improvised Weaponry, Steadfast Paladin. But here I think we take the Cave. Ooh, wow. So we get Nadar here. I haven't gotten to play with him yet, but obviously he's insane. He can complete dungeons all on his own. He does make us want to value completing dungeons a little more, but even on his own, he really gets there on dungeoning. So the only way I wouldn't play the Cave would be if I don't play white, but obviously we're going to. So Price of Loyalty is not as good in this kind of deck, but it isn't bad. Keen-Eared Sentry is okay. It's kind of the same thing. It's not amazing, but it is a 2-drop. We don't really need a second copy of Boots of Speed. Probably just take the 2-drop here. I just, you know, price isn't very good if you don't have sack effects or treasure. And, yeah, we'll just take the Sentry. Okay, so Evolving Wilds does make our mana a lot better. You know, Ranger's Hawk's a nice place to put equipment overall. Faraday's Fireball, we don't really need another one of those. And it also ventures for you in the late game, which matters. I think it's fine here. I would like to see some better equipment at some point, but we at least have these 2 to fall back on. So, 2-drops are, in fact, essential. That's why we have a bunch of them. Red Dragon would have been nice in our last deck. It seemed like we got lots of people down to, like, low life totals and then couldn't do anything about it. So, Zorn is cool, but we're not making treasure, so that's not happening. I think we probably just grab another Steadfast Paladin here. Ingenious Smith just isn't going to do what we want it to in this deck. We have 2 artifacts. We would need, like, 5 before I think we really consider playing it, so we'll play the Paladin here. Critical Hit is not good. We'll take a Smith here. I mean, if we pick up a ton of artifacts late, I guess we'd probably play it. So we do have Paladins and stuff, so... I mean, we do have Delver's Torch here, too. Now, I don't like Leather Armor. It's just not a card that's worth a card. Yeah. So we could take the Torch, but it's proven to be kind of slow. It does get a little better in a Nadar deck. We'd only have 2 ways to gain life, I guess, huh? Well, 3. Yeah, so we'll still take the Unicorn, but yeah. All right, here we'll take you. Here's something on watch. We'll grab another Paladin here, especially because we took that Unicorn. I think we just keep snapping up those Paladins. Our deck's looking pretty strong to me. Here we'll take a Torch. We get one for free, basically. I don't... You know, +2 Mason Delver's Torch aren't things I love, but if I can't get any other equipment, I'll play them. We're probably not going to need to play this. The Keen-Eared Sentry, that is. Yeah, leather armor doesn't do anything. Yeah, it feels a lot like our last draft, where things seem to go incredibly in the draft, and yeah. Oh, we're actually going to take the rare here because of gems. We're not playing Gloomstalker, like, no way, no how. I guess if I picked up like 2 more Nadars or something, something insane would have to happen. So, you know, taking cards that get you closer to the point where you start getting gems makes it so you can break even more easily. And that does matter. Red was crazy open early. I guess it seems more like it's been white of late. It's a pretty late Scion, but that's blue for you in this format. I do think, you know, I think this format's fun. It's got some interesting things going on, like venturing, and the treasure deck is cool. But, you know, the fact that you basically have to be aggro or good at countering aggro decks or you're done is kind of a bummer. And the fact that blues is mediocre as it is also a pretty big bummer. Okay, so this is a great 2-drop, one we could really use. I think we take it here over, like, the dagger. You know, it's not especially good equipment. Evolving Wilds wouldn't hurt, but we definitely want Hobgoblin Captain. It's one of the better 2-drops in the format. Alright, another Minimus Containment. Here's a Price of Loyalty. We can, again, consider it because we're aggressive. Leaning a little towards Containment, though. I mean, we've already got an amazing curve. What we don't have a ton of is removal. And I think we grab another Containment here over, like, the Pegasus, Price of Loyalty, Evolving Wilds. We don't want Paladin Shield. It's equipment, but it's not very good. Alright, well, we'll take a Magic Missile. This is a card that can really stymie early aggressive starts. Of course, we are an aggro deck, so, you know. I mean, you do ramp your opponent, and sometimes you can't really play it early, but the number of times where I've had Minimus Containment come back to bite me is, like, less than 3. So, it just doesn't come up that much. So the Rapier is not bad if we need equipment. Targnar is cool, but we can't play it, obviously. We already have, like, Red Dragon is probably better top curve than the Elemental. I think we probably just take the Rapier. I think it's probably better than some of our equipment. Look at those back-to-back Targnar. So we'll grab another Paladin here. We have a lot of good 2-drops. There's no way Keen-Eared Sentry makes the cut. So, I think you're just wrong about Containment, Rotanabot. I mean, I'm not the only one who thinks it's like one of maybe White's best common. Like, it's pretty universal. This format just doesn't have, it just doesn't punish you that much for using a card like that. And its flexibility matters, as Kevin in Florida is saying. Yeah, we're gonna have some serious cuts, which, you know, is a good problem to have. We may end up just not playing our Red Dragon, because the way our deck looks, like, I don't imagine us, if we're doing well, we're not getting to turn 6. Granted, it is, you know, the kind of thing where our opponent can stabilize and then we just slam it and it wins us the game once we've beaten them down a bunch, but... Okay, we don't really need a Barbarian. We're not in that market. Although being able to blow up artifacts is nice. Don't like the Cleric that much either for this particular deck, though it does blow up enchantments. But we have 2... Minimus Containments that can deal with all those things. So I think we just grab, you see a pair of goblins. Wow. So, I think we just grab another Paladin. We'll have 5 of them at this point. I think it's better than the Champion in our deck, just because we don't have that much equipment. You know, I think diversifying a little bit's probably worth it. We do have enough equipment that the Champion will sometimes get crazy early. So this time we'll take a Champion. Yeah, it's more than pretty good. I mean, it's one of the best commons in the set. It has a downside, and you're right. You can't always use it on turn 3, but you probably wouldn't anyway, right? I mean, unless you're going to win the game that turn, you probably wouldn't use Minimus Containment anyway. So, yeah. Just going to grab this Great Axe. I guess Spare Dagger is more likely to make the cut. I'm just going to grab some cards now. I mean, our deck is pretty much where we need it to be. We have, like, 2 mass pump effects, bunch of creatures. Yeah. I'm liking the looks of things. Okay. We'll see if Arborea Pegasus makes the cut. I kind of hope it does, but we have a lot of playables. Please don't let this draft go like our last one, where it seemed like the draft was, like, the easiest draft ever. In terms of navigating it and ending up with a good deck, but then things didn't go so well thereafter. Good old critical hit. All right, so I don't think we play You Hear Something on Watch. Like, that's definitely a more defensive card, mostly. Like, if you need to kill things early. It's not terrible in this deck because it pumps everything, but I'd much rather have, like, you see a pair of goblins, which might still get cut, but it gives me the option to make creatures, too. I think we probably lose You Hear Something on Watch. So we've got 4 equipments, right? None of them are the amazing ones, but we've got Boots of Speed, Dueling Rapier, +2 Mason, Delver's Torch. So, what a weird... So I think we probably cut Red Dragon. I don't think we cut the Unicorn in a deck with 4 Steadfast Paladins. I think we cut Red Dragon and we go to 16 lands. And yeah, we're going to cut 1 equipment. They're all kind of the mediocre ones, unfortunately. So it's like, which one do we want to cut? We don't actually have that many equipment payoffs, but that are blatantly equipment payoffs. But obviously, Steadfast Paladin is effectively one, and so is Hobgoblin Captain. So you can look at these as needing to do damage to gain you life, but you can also look at them as repeatable life gain. And I think that's plenty for our Unicorn. I mean, maybe it's not. You might be right, just because we have so many other playables. Maybe the Unicorn just gets axed in the end. I could see cutting Pegasus and Unicorn and holding on to all those 2s. Yeah. It's not like Valor Singer's like incredible. Still need to cut 1 equipment. Which one is the most mediocre? If it weren't for the fact, if I didn't have Nadar, I think it would definitely be Delver's Torch, but I think Nadar is enough to sort of push us in that direction. +2 Mace is weak, but it's also like the best when we have the mana and time for it, but in terms of how slow it is, you're probably right that it's the one we cut. We definitely need to cut a 3. Or a 4. So, like, the Pegasus getting cut isn't crazy. Yeah, I think we cut the Pegasus. I think we just go all out early. Hope we win that way. And I think we have the means to. Alright. Rally is situational, but, like, in an aggro deck, it's not that situational. You know what I mean? Like, it just does what you want it to most of the time. Alright, I think we can keep this. I mean, obviously we'd like white mana, but we do have 2-drop, 3-drop anyway, so it's not exactly a disaster. And we drew white anyway. Would I rather play something else? Yeah. Because it was going to have to be the veteran. This hits harder. I guess that's where we'll go here. It also dies to Ray of Enfeeblement, which it looks like they have. But if they use Ray of Enfeeblement here, we're not exactly heartbroken. Or maybe they just have holds on. I don't know. Sure seemed like they had Ray of Enfeeblement. So that complicates things. Because we don't really want to let them get treasure. But maybe I just go all out here and decide not to care about it. It's not the worst plan. We're just going to go out. Or they'll block. I mean, we're kind of okay with that block because the alternative was that they got a treasure. So, you know. All the Horde Robbers, huh? Alright, so we just swing here with our Paladin and our Bugbear and then play both of these. Yeah, I agree Horde Robber has overperformed. I think I gave it a D+, and it's definitely like a C. It is tricky blocking a Horde Robber, like in this kind of situation. Okay. So do I just Minimus Containment that Battlecry Goblin and swing out? I could also just swing out and use You See a Pair of Goblins to run everything over, like even kill the Horde Robber. Yeah, let's swing here and see what they do. Let's hope they don't have that Ray of Enfeeblement. Is it better to go wide here? I mean, I think killing Horde Robber is probably worth it. I also gain more life, yeah. Okay. It's not a huge deal. I don't love it either, but we can at least shut it down with Minimus Containment in the nearish future. How many Horde Robbers are we going to see? Alright, so... yeah. So I think we put Minimus Containment on Battlecry Goblin here. And then just swing with both. They probably double block. Oh, that was stupid. What am I doing? What am I even doing? Okay, that was a bad mistake. I'm trying to lose when I draft good decks. That's what it feels like lately. Okay. Well, mostly, Asmodeus is just a big creature in this kind of situation. I mean, they don't get to draw cards anymore. So that's cool. Yeah, to do it, they have to spend mana and life. And it's not like they have a lot of that. I think we just take it. I mean, I'm not that worried about treasure. We're just trying to find a way to punch through the remaining damage, basically. So that would have blown us out, so I'm glad we didn't block. Oh. Yeah, you don't really do enough for me here. Might be more useful defensively, I guess. So, uh-oh. I just realized they can put this on the stack and then sack it. That's not good. I think we're going to lose to Asmodeus. Asmodeus silliness is going to happen here. Okay. Maybe it won't. This is where that red dragon would have been good. Oh, menace to your whole team, huh? Four dragon instead of rally does look pretty good in this particular situation. You're not wrong. Okay. It doesn't have first strike, so we can actually at least kill Horde Robber here using rally maneuver. Yeah. We're not going to get to gain any life out of it, but... So, we'll give you first strike. And we'll give you... So we get rid of the Horde Robber. Don't hate that. I mean, at some point soon, they're gonna use Asmodeus with the sack trigger. And that probably seals the deal. If I had just not attacked like an idiot earlier, I think we probably would have won. Maybe they haven't realized they can do that. It's kind of what it feels like. Like a red dragon. Yes, red dragon would be good here. Nobody's debating that. I'm gonna just take 7. We need to draw not a land. We do have Magic Missile somewhere in our deck. That could just end the game at this point. Alright, so Steadfast Paladin is just going to block here. Oh no! Does that just end the game? Oh, they don't have red for it this turn, so not yet. Doesn't quite end the game. Is Magic Missile only out? Do we have any others? Kinda don't think we do. Alright, so you're gonna block that. We're gonna go to 3. Fireball would be good. You know, it's sort of been an interesting combination. It's like I do something really dumb in the game, and then my deck's just like, here, we're going to give you all lands. Because you don't know how to play Magic. That's what it feels like, anyway. Yeah, so we had 2 outs in that game. At least 2. Is that game enough of a... Was it enough of a sign that I should put back in the dragon? I don't know. It's kind of a knee-jerk reaction, but at the same time... No, I don't... I mean, we could put it in. Too many 2-drops. There's no such thing in this format. The one thing we're lacking, though, is like way better equipment to put on those 2-drops. Yeah, maybe I just want the Pegasus more. I think the Pegasus is a little better. And then we probably do cut a 2-drop. One of our mini Steadfast Paladins, probably. Yeah. You know, that's a pretty good idea, Hefty Lefties. It's a pretty good idea. All right, I think this is a keeper. We can play, yeah, a couple of Dwarf Holds. It does feel, yeah, like, I think not getting some of the good equipment, like the Morning Star, the plate armor, I mean, that's a pretty big downgrade to what we are playing. We can actually play this untapped here. We do also have this. That's one thing we forgot about our late game reach. Like, we don't have the other dragon, but we do have that cave, which would have done the same thing. So... could use some red mana. Question is whether I want to play the Torch here or just another Dwarfhold champion. I think I'm going to attack with this Dwarfhold champion. Then play another one. Yeah. There is significance to Karn in the first place. Karn Silver Golem, the one from Urza Saga, was the first rare card I ever opened. They are trying to run us over, aren't they? Well, this Steadfast Paladin should help us on that front. So let's try to race. Swing in with both Dwarfhold champs here. Then we play Steadfast Paladin, Delver's Torch. If they have removal here, they do. That means they can swing in for 7. Ouch. Hit the 20 there. Oh no. Okay, now we have red mana, but I think it might be too late. Every creature they have can kill us now. What a bummer. So let's put Minimus Containment on Hobgoblin Captain here. Play our own Hobgoblin Captain. I think we kind of just have to end the turn. I think we've navigated these two drafts really well, but it looks like they're both going to start 0-2. I don't really know. Kind of thought it had finally figured things out in this format. We'd had a good streak, but doesn't look great for that streak. Trying to decide if Dwarfhold Champions are more useful here or Hobgoblin Captains. So I've got to block both of them, obviously. I guess the Dwarfhold Champions are going to be a little better. I mean, it'll become a 4/4 when I equip it. That matters. This is a game... That's fun. What was that? So they were able to play... Okay. So I could surprise them with our dragon. Is that our best play here? Or is it better to just play Chaos Channeler? I mean, my dragon can just come in and block Hoarding Ogre straight up. It's also immune to sorcery speed removal. It might just be better to plan on using the dragon. I mean, if they have a removal spell, either way, we're dead, I guess. Because if they have a sorcery speed one, they just kill this and we only have one blocker. And we'd only have one blocker either way. So I think we passed the turn for the potential upside of getting to ambush that Hoarding Ogre. So let's give it a try. Maybe it's better to do this. There's fewer tricks that blow us out this way. Yeah. Making the 1/1 here is a big deal. So, guess we play Chaos Channeler and equip it. But I think we're pretty much dead. They said good game. Obviously, that means they have a trick to kill us. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever had two drafts seemingly go so well, and then the games go so poorly in my life in Magic, which is kind of crazy. I mean, we're not done yet. We're 0-2. We still have some chances to improve our record, but man, I wouldn't have thought either deck was going to put us in this position today. So here we are. We used up all our luck on the collector boosters I opened. Or in the drafts, because the drafts sort of just like gave us exactly what we wanted. Yeah, we had our win percentage up to 60-ish, and now today we're cratering it, so... Okay, so... This is a pretty slow hand for this deck. I mean, I think we can keep it. We sort of get to curve out, like, equipment-wise, but it's not a great hand. We'll see if this gives us that 0-3. I haven't had an 0-3 in this format yet, I don't think. And I certainly didn't think it would be this deck. But but it might be. Heartbreaking. I wonder, you know, I've been playing, you know, last weekend I only got to stream once because we had some electrical issues. And this weekend I've only streamed once, so I've been playing less, and I wonder if people have sort of figured out a better way to counter all of these aggro decks. Kind of feels that way. Though again, to some extent, we've also just had horrible luck. So, but still, yeah. So Monk of the Open Hand can get pretty scary in the early game. Like, it would have been good in our deck. Uh-oh. Okay, so luckily they didn't also play something else. That's where we would have really been in trouble. So we're getting our equipment set up. So far, we're not really getting punished, but it could happen. So, decent chance they're leaving up counter magic here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to go 0-3 in a blue deck, but... I mean... In some ways, the Valor Singer can be better. There's such a good chance here they have the counterspell that I just need to plan on whatever I play here getting countered. I just have to decide which one I'd rather have countered. I guess it's the Valor Singer. If we had a way to play around it, I would have, but we really didn't. I mean, the only thing we could do is not play a thing, but I think making them trade 1-for-1 is probably worth it. They're going to level up their cleric class here. Yeah. Right now they're not gaining life, but obviously they could have plenty of ways to do it. Alright, so let's play this bulk bugbear. Already had haste, but we went for the power boost there. You see a pair of goblins could be pretty good if they don't start double spelling. Okay. Nice. So here we can go Valor Singer. Go to combat. This costs 3 to equip, right? Yeah. Go to combat. I guess I could have... Well, I wouldn't have had haste, so probably not worth it. So we can use... No, we can't. We can't do anything. This has gone the best for us so far. Okay. Well, I say we're gonna suit up Valor Singer here. Attack. So we do want to complete a dungeon if we can, because we have Nadar. So, but we'll do the one. I mean, we could do the one that damages them and stuff. I mean, they're behind, but I think the Lost Mine is probably a little better. Yeah, we'll take a Faraday's Fireball. They're gonna chump here, which I think we're down with. So they can reanimate something at some point, but right now it's not like they have anything amazing to do it with. If they start making tokens, I'm gonna be in some trouble. Like, this is the one coin or die roll payoff in the format that's actually good. Alright, so they're gonna make one here. I can survive that, especially because they just basically use their whole turn to do it. I'd probably go ahead and just make a couple of goblin tokens here because I have rally maneuver. Yeah, that's definitely what we're gonna do here. Go wide on them. Alright, so we can just fireball the Trickster. I don't actually need to is the thing. So I don't think I will. Maybe in my second main phase, but... yeah. So we'll put the boost... yeah, I'm actually going to put it on one of the goblins and attack with everything. We'll make another goblin. I guess I could have attacked with my cave, but it's probably not worth it. Alright, so we're going to give that +2/+0 in first strike. And that the plus... Yeah, so we'll save both our creatures and kill both of theirs. That puts us in great shape. So yeah, put the +2 there and the +0/+2 there. So that's a huge blowout in our favor, which feels good. And we've got... Yeah, alright. We averted the 0-3. We had an opponent not have the fastest start ever, and sort of just ran them over. Still no 0-3s in the format. That one really went our way, obviously, so... Yeah, they did play that Monk on turn 1, and that got me a little worried, but then they played Cleric class and used a bunch of mana on it, and then never gained any life, so it was like, okay. That puts us in a pretty good spot. The reason I don't love You Hear Something on Watch is that it's so reactive. Like, it does pump the whole board and all that, but it's I still don't love it. This is a pretty good hand. Obviously, we need to draw a third land. Like, You Hear Something on Watch is better if you're a deck trying to counter the aggro deck than it is if you're the aggro deck, I guess is what I'm saying. So, a Mountain would be awesome. Based on the way things have gone today, I don't have high hopes, but it could happen. A Mountain. Okay, well, drawing a 2-drop isn't a complete disaster. Yeah, we'll attack with our Dwarfold Champion. If they want to trade Dwarfold Champions, I'm down. If I, like, knew I could equip Delver's Torch next turn, I would definitely be more interested in doing that, but I don't know that, so... So, mana for Magic Missile here would be great, and there it is. Okay, so this is going to set us up really nicely early, because we just get to wipe their board. And attack for 5. So that was a really good time to draw that Mountain. That puts us in great position. We can play everything in our hand except the Fireball now, too, so... Alright. So, yeah, we definitely play the Hulking Bugbear here and smash for 8. They're going to gain back 3, but I think we're okay with that. Land for Fireball. We've been pretty lucky so far, so I was kind of hoping that's where it's going to go. Okay, so we can play Valor Singer here and still hold up Dueling Rapier, which is great. So... So if they block Dwarfold Champion, I mean, if they don't block one of these, oh no, they'll gain 2 back, so they're kind of... They're in okay shape. Okay. That's annoying. See how they block. We might still be okay. Okay, so I think we let those kill each other because they're going to gain back 3 and go to 10, and I can only do 8. So I guess I could put the Rapier on it to kill their creature still. That's probably better than just pumping one of my creatures. Yeah. Let's put the Rapier on our Paladin. They kill each other. They go to 4. This has felt more like I thought this deck would feel. Of course, our opponent is, again, stumbling, so of course our deck is going to punish those opponents. We'll see whether we can pull together a win in other situations. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad. I don't think You Hear Something on Watch is bad in this deck. I just don't think it's great. Like, our Goblin card is way better in terms of, like, a card that we want for this deck. Since it can help us go wide and pump our whole board if that's what we need. Can we string together a bunch of wins to get in the green here? We need at least 2 more to really get there, so it could happen. It wouldn't be crazy. Ooh, we get Nadar in our opener, which is good. And we have a couple 2s in both our colors, so I can live with it. Play Dwarfold Champion. You know, if we draw like an equipment to slap on it, like the Rapier or whatever, it'd be pretty good. We kind of want them to use up. Okay, they're just going for the tempo, which I think works for me. So I think we just slam Nadar here. I mean, there's of course a chance they can kill him, but if they can't, obviously we'll be in really good shape. So I think we just play Nadar. And yeah, we'll scry. We don't desperately need another creature. I think we probably just bottom him. I mean, I would like other creatures, but that particular one, another 2-drop isn't really what we were looking for. Removal is what we would like. So there's a very good chance to kill Nadar here. Yeah. Ooh, look at that. Jaded Sellsword. Okay, so yeah, I think we just play the Hulking Bugbear here. Question is whether I want to slap the Rapier on it too and just do a 5. Or hold on to the Rapier for other tricks. Are they going to bounce this? No, they're just going to tap it. They're playing some questionable cards, but they are slowing us down in the process. So, yeah. End our turn. We can still flash this in at the end of their turn, depending on what they decide to do here. Well, I'm glad I didn't play it already, because they would have been able to blow it up, so. So if they leave these both back to double block, I think I hold on to the Rapier to blow up their double block. I mean, it won't blow it up. They'll both die. They'll all die, but I guess I don't even need to do that, though. Well, now I really don't. So I think we just play our Pegasus here now. Give the Bugbear flying and swing through the air. Six mana is a little scary. They could be splashing just about anything with those barbarians. Xanathar, etc. Okay. They really wanted treasure? I don't see how else that makes sense. Kind of thinking about playing Valor Singer here, because then I can pump the Bugbear. Yeah, so let's play Valor Singer here. Go to combat, pump the Bugbear. Attack with both of these. Slap the Rapier on the Pegasus, I think is a good idea here. Alright. So we've got them on a pretty quick clock. You see a pair of goblins in our hand. Yeah, they could definitely... That's just Blue Dragon. I can live with Blue Dragon. I mean, I don't love it, but... I can slap Containment on it, and we know the only card they have is the Sellsword, so... I'm not too alarmed. It'll slow us down for sure. Interesting, they didn't... I think they misclicked. I think our opponent is new to Arena, because they obviously would have wanted to weaken the Pegasus. Because, yeah... But maybe they're like, nah, my flyer will block it. I'm good. But, yeah. It's not going to happen here. And attack with both of these. They can swing for 8-ish here if they want to. All right, so we've managed to string 3 wins together. That's, you know, feels pretty good after you start 0-2 to be 3-2. So I wouldn't recommend playing like the bounce spell they played. I mean, it's playable, but using it the way they did wasn't awesome. And then I really wouldn't recommend that tap spell that also has like a loot option. Is that what the other option is? I don't even remember what the other option is. They're both so bad. Going down a card for tempo in this format just... I mean, it can help, but it's better to be trading 1 for 1 for the most part. Okay, great hand. You know, got a good 1-drop. You know, 3 drops, 4 drops. Wouldn't hate drawing a 2-drop and then a land. That would be a good... That'd be the ideal things to draw here. Well, there's the land. So we got that. So we can at least go 1-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Well, we could have done that anyway. Well, no, we needed a land. Aha! Okay. Now things are going our way, aren't they? Because now we play Hobgoblin Captain. The counter in loot for 2 is fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the one that either taps... I don't even remember what the other option is. But one of them is to tap something, and it has another option, but neither one is really worth a card, basically. Yeah. So we can only attack this turn with our Ranger's Hawk. Then we'll play Nadar, who we can give flying to next turn. Ah, Hexproof, that's the other one, yeah. Yeah, I'll take another body in this case, I think. Okay, so our Hobgoblin Captain can't attack, which is annoying. Even with... I guess if I give it the plus in flying, it can, but Nadar doing it is definitely better. Yeah. Good chance something gets killed here in response, which might make it slightly better to target Hobgoblin Captain, but... We venture again, we make a Goblin. Yeah, I mean, this is the kind of card... This card looks so sweet, but this format just doesn't make that card work. Like, you just get run over by a deck like ours if you're trying to play that card. Early in the format, we went kind of wacky with all kinds of, like, the untappy guy and find the path, and it was fun, but it wasn't very good. So, oh, man. That is a beating of a draw right there. All right, so we attack with everything here. Put a counter on Hobgoblin Captain seems pretty great. We have a lot of good options for counter, actually. Let's do the Hobgoblin Captain. Are they just dead? I think they're just dead when I cast You See a Pair of Goblins. There's not really a way they can block. Yeah, so... Alright, we got into the green. I'm glad this deck managed to recover and start playing the way we expected it to, unlike our first deck of the day. So that's a good recovery after an 0-2 start. Having turn 3 Nadar the last 2 games certainly helped. And yeah, we just drew really well that whole game, so I love it. Let's keep it up. Yeah, you see a pair of goblins is really nice in a deck like this, where if you need some more bodies to throw equipment on, you can make them. And if you just need to, like, destroy your opponent because you've already gone wide enough, it does that too, so it's quite good. I don't know that I love, like, first picking it just because it's really at its best, like, in this deck, but it might be worth first picking in a weaker pack. I think I gave it a C+ in my set review, and my impression is that's probably about right. Yeah, that game we actually got to go off a little with Nadar, unlike the previous one. Okay, another good hand. Loaded up with things. So Armory Veteran with Dueling Rapier can sometimes just end things. So we are going to play the Veteran here. Well, that's not good. I basically have to block that thing, or things start getting really out of hand. So I think we probably just attack with our Veteran. And then play Hobgoblin Captain, and we plan on trading for this thing. Oh, it's unblockable. I'm a fool. I forgot that it's that good. Okay. I haven't seen it played yet, so it's been a few weeks since I have thought about the card. I haven't seen it in packs either. Oof. Yeah, that's a good turn, opponent. That's a good turn. I think I would have been tempted to go through the other dungeon if I were them, just because you have the means to complete it when you play an unblockable creature like that. All right, well, we're in trouble. We got to try and race their venture nonsense, which is not going to be easy. If we draw a land, it will be easier. Oh my god. Is this real? Does our opponent have 3 rares? Like crazy good rares in play? I think they do. Well, I think that's game. I mean, I'm happy we made it to 4 and 3 after the way this thing started, but it's pretty brutal to die 2 of these. We could have outraced them is the thing, potentially anyway. You know, they probably have all kinds of removal and value stuff in their hand, so we might not have been able to race them. But it seems like we could have gotten close. Oh, they're not attacking alone, so I can actually kill one of them. That kind of seems worth it. Oh, you're attacking too? I guess we just kill the... Oh, no, you have Menace. Yeah. So let's kill one of these. I think that gives us our best chance. We can't really let them keep venturing the way they are. Monk class is cool. Okay, so we can start trying to venture too. For now, I think we leave Monk class alone. I think we just play Nadar here. I mean, a 4th land that's white doesn't really help us, so I'm gonna just throw it away. Oh yeah, they can bounce. Yeah, that was stupid. Probably should have... I do get the trigger again, so it's not a disaster if they bounce our Nadar. Oh yeah, it is true that they've only played rares. Pretty weird. I guess Grim Bounty and Precipitous Drop aren't rare, but they've played a lot of rares. Okay, we drew a 4th white anyway. So I could put Containment on the Fangblade and attack here and just keep trying to venture. I guess that's our best bet here. Yeah. I mean, putting it on Monk class is tempting, but getting this out of the way means I can attack. Oh, I gave them a treasure, so they're going to be able to do the Death Touch thing here. It's not ideal. It's not really what I wanted to do, frankly, but I guess we want the treasure. So they can block and then use the treasure to kill my Paladin, or they can just take 3. I'm cool with that, too. We're somehow kind of sort of in this game. I mean, we're not really, because as soon as... At this point, getting the tempo from Monk class would be really good for them. So... It's not quite as great as it looks at first glance. Like the fact that we're both at similar life totals. Oh, good. That's good. All the white mana. So I can at least... I can play the Bugbear here. Yeah, that's true. They can bounce Containment. They have to do it on their own turn, but they can do it. So... what do I want to do here? I guess shrinking a creature is probably our best bet. I can at least turn off this for a turn. So they can block and do treasure things here if they want. And that looks like it's what they're... Wow, they didn't. I'm a little bit surprised, I have to say. Should have equipped my... Never mind, it costs 4. Ah, okay. Makes sense now, I think. Yeah. Makes sense now. So they probably bounce our Bugbear now, especially because we don't have double red. Or just kill it. Ah, yeah. Alright, so I think we're dead. Yeah, I think they probably chose a somewhat suboptimal play, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Well, 4 and 3 is okay. I can live with it, especially since we started 0 and 2. So, so it's acceptable.